Welcome back. Part 4, Episode 6. November 26, 2021. Okay, I'm trying to stay positive and think good thoughts. At times, yes, it's tough. I'm keeping my mind busy today, though, by typing and filling in the timeline of the past week from being in beep. It was like 10 days. But I have gotten all but this week, Monday through Saturday, in. It took me all day, but it was better than laying around stressing. I got it done. November 27, 2021. After Madison left to work by 11, I had planned to type and go wash my car and visit the cemetery. Well, wrong order. I took a ride to listen to music. I went to the cemetery with my brother John on the phone. Then I went to wash the car. When I got home, I filled in this week's entries by typing in the timeline. 12:57 p.m. While at the cemetery, I sat with Wyatt for a while, and there were a few cars here today. I drove around to visit with Megan. I got out of the car to get an up-close picture of the area. I took a few pictures. No more cut marks in the grass, which is good. Then a thought came to mind, and I mentioned it to my brother John, who was still on the phone with me. I said, "Do you think that the cut marks in the grass around the rock headstone are from them checking to see if there was ever a tree there? I mean, because the marks in the grass now don't look like the trench auger marks." John said, "It could be. They could be out there investigating it." I said, "Yeah, it could be. But whatever they're doing, I hope they've been out here doing something. That would be great to see and to know of." November 28, 2021, 8:23 a.m. It's a calm morning. I just didn't want to get up. I lay in bed thinking. I think all the time. I start to cry, and I cry all the time too, it seems. As I lay here, I'm thinking I need to send beep an email. 9 o'clock a.m. My thoughts were, right, please don't give up on me. So much more to this story. And then I could send the pictures of 2 days after the flood, and then a year later at Easter, and then the picture at Halloween the same year, 2016. And I could explain the pictures to him. I could send the picture of the lines in the grass from the trench auger, send the recent picture of the cut marks in the grass around Sheridan Beep's rock headstone. 10:27 a.m. Jen called. We talked for a little while about different things, and then I brought up to her what I'm going to do. Jen said, "Yes, send it." I said, "Because he only has the end part of the story, the overlay picture. I need to tell him more of the story." Jen said, "Yes, you do. So I will work on that." We talked a little longer and hung up. I did wish her a good day. After Madison left for work, I felt a need to get out of the house. I took a ride and listened to some music, and by the time I got back home, I felt better. It was like I needed to breathe. This morning, I thought and thought of how to write the message to beep. I have a couple ideas, but I will work on it in the morning and send like 3 or 4 pictures. I don't want to overload him, but I feel I need to do this. God bless this to be the right move. Thank you. November 29, 2021. I woke up early this morning with a truck beeping as if it's backing up. I looked out the window, and the neighbor is having some shingles and supplies delivered for his new roof. I laid back down, and while I laid there, I listened to the background noise. 9:20 a.m. I called Patty to get an idea of how to start the message, or at least run it by her to see if it sounds like a good idea. She couldn't talk, but she said she'd call me back. 9:50 a.m. Patty called me back, but not about the message. She was letting me know she was at the store and would call me when she got home. 10:02 a.m. Patty called. She gave me some ideas. Two ideas that really needs to be added to the message I'm sending now. We talked a little longer and then hung up. And thank you, Patty, for everything. A little bit later, Madison and I went to beep, beep to pick up some things for Madison's graduation party in June. On my drive over, I keep thinking of how to start the message to beep. It's like my mind goes blank. We made it home, and after Madison left to go to the nail salon, I sat down to write the message. 2:04 p.m. I started writing, and when I finished it, it was 2:22 p.m. I looked at the clock and thought to myself, it's not in the cards to give up. I reread the message. I got the 4 pictures ready to be sent. 2:25 p.m. I called Patty. We talked for about 45 minutes. After she was done telling me about her day, I said, I wrote the message and I want to run it by you. I read it to her, and at the end I choked up, asking, why is no one listening? Why are they ignoring it? Patty said, that sounds good. It really did. I said, it's not that long, but it points out 3 of the major parts of the story. She said yes, and then asked for some advice. I said, I did add at the end of the message, can you point me in the right direction? It was sent at 3:01 p.m. After Patty and I talked about it and then hung up, I messaged Madison to double check that it was sent. 3:26 p.m. Madison wrote, yes. At 3:01 p.m. I wrote, yes, it did send. As I walked through the house, I prayed to God that it works. Thank you. I just feel the need to get some more detail of the story to this man. The other morning, I was sensed to do it. I did it. My angels watch over me. Watch over Madison and all of us. Bless someone to help me with this. Thank you, babies. Thank you, dear God. I waited a few hours and went to run a couple errands, and when I got back home, I saw I had a few emails. So by chance, I took a look at 7:04 p.m. At 6:00 p.m., I had received a message from Beep. He had sent a reply. Dear Emily, I was pulled off on a special project today to do daily stories and was too busy to get to your phone call. I'll go to work on it in the morning. Oh my gosh, when I read this, my heart was dancing. I got really happy and started telling God, thank you. Thank you, God, for beep. I feel as though so much weight has been taken off of me. My gosh, this could be the beginning to the end. Help it to be. 7:08 p.m. I sent Patty a message. I sent her a screenshot of Beep's message. I wrote, he replied, thank God. Thank Beep. He's still helping. My heart is so happy. 7:31 p.m. I sent Jen a screenshot of Beep's message. I wrote, I got this today. He's not giving up. Jen wrote, this is awesome. I wrote, yes, and my heart is so happy. Jen wrote, mine is too. And it is funny you text me because I was just thinking about you and was going to text you and tell you I want to call you tomorrow if I can call you tomorrow if I get a chance to not have anyone around me. I wrote, yes, anytime you need to talk freely. Yes, baby, you can call. Jen wrote, all right, I have things to tell you. I wrote, you're okay, right? Jen wrote, yes, I just had a long talk with my dad today. I wrote, good then, huh? Jen wrote, yes. I wrote, good, we will talk tomorrow, and we got great news all around. I'm so happy and I'm so thankful to God for beep. And it's just so weird that everyone sees it, but the city of beep. So weird. God be with me, be with all of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. November 30th, 2021. I stayed busy today with my great grandchildren. Jose Jr., and Olivia. We had so much fun together. We played outside. I was able to clean the patio while they played. When I was done, I played catch with my grandson until he threw it over the fence into the neighbor's yard. We did have another football, but that catch game didn't last too long. Then he wanted to play frisbee. Him, Olivia, and I played, well, until Jose put the frisbee on the roof of the house. We laughed. He said, Nana, I'm not liking these games today because I keep losing everything. We laughed, and of course the game of frisbee was over too. When we went in the house, they cleaned up, and I got them ready to go to their papa's house, my son. When I got back home, I cleaned up the fingerprints on everything to kill the germs. When Madison came in later, I was ready for bed. December 1st, 2021. This morning, for some reason, seems a little bit easier to get through. I tried this afternoon to keep my mind busy with good things and good thoughts. 12:27 p.m., I pulled into the cemetery, and as I passed Megan's area from across the cemetery, I looked over to see if the flowers were still there, and they were. I pulled up to Wyatt. There were others out here today also, and it's kind of nice to see. We sat with Wyatt for a little bit, and then I drove slowly all the way to the back of the cemetery, just checking on another headstone. And it didn't look like anything, so I drove around to see Megan. 12:39 p.m. I pulled up to Megan and took pictures from the time I pulled up. I stopped to talk with her, and I took a couple more pictures. I just have to. Still waiting, and not hearing anything again today. 2 days. When we got done running a couple errands, I went home and Madison got ready for work. Thank you, Madison, for going with me. When Madison left, I cleaned, and I did for a little while, and just felt the need to get out of the house. Sometimes when I feel that, I know I need to, or my anxiety and stress level will skyrocket. I can't stand that feeling. God help me. 10:37 p.m. Carla called, We talked for about an hour, and she did ask if I heard any more from the reporter. I said no, not since Monday evening. He said he would work on it, and at least he's staying in touch. Carla agreed. And I say that because I have had situations where it was like I was talking to a brick wall. No one helped, no one cared. Everyone have a good night. December 2nd, 2021. Well, waking up this morning, I didn't have a heavy heart. I didn't feel it anyway. And I'm staying hopeful that someone out there will help. My day is so busy and it seems like I'm not getting anything done, but I will. 10:24 a.m. I messaged Patty to check on her and Rick. I wrote, "Are you guys doing all right? I hope things are settling down for you. Love you both." Madison and I left to go find some Dow Christmas ornaments. We did find a few and a couple Dow dresses too, just the size I needed. It was fun going to the different stores also to find that white snow blanket. We went to 4 different stores, and finally at the 4th store we found it. We were ready to go home. 1:24 p.m. Patty messaged. She wrote, "Yes, we are okay. My back is out. I moved furniture, so now I'm out, and I'm wearing my brace. Hope you are okay too. Hope beep gets with you soon. Get a hold of me when he does." I wrote, "Oh no, girl. Feel better fast. I haven't heard anything yet, but yes, I will let you know when I do, and I hope it's soon. Take care of yourself." Patty wrote, "Beep, Will. Just keep nudging him once a week if you must." God, I must believe in you. I do believe in you. God bless beep to help. Thank you. December 3rd, 2021. Wow, what a morning and early afternoon. I know I should have the faith in God to have this, but my gosh, I hurt. I stress and my body can feel it. God, I need relief. Bless someone to reach out to me. I have to keep the faith that someone will, because what else do I have? Madison and I left to go to a store that is going out of business. We did get some things we need for next year for her graduation party, a little at a time. As I got back in the car and I'm driving down the road to the bank, I saw 2:22 p.m. on the clock. I said, I'm not giving up my babies. I prayed. I prayed for help. After we got home, Madison is getting ready to go to work, and as she is leaving, I see 3:33 on the clock. I said aloud, thank you, Jesus, and I had tears in my eyes. I'm not giving up, and I thank you, Jesus. Help someone to come to me for all of them. December 4th, 2021. I spent the day and evening with my great granddaughter, Olivia. She helped Madison and I decorate for Christmas. I took her to the store to see Madison while Madison is at work, and Olivia was able to get a new Ken doll Barbie. She was excited to get back to my house so she could play with her toy. We had a good day and night. Thank you, dear God, for my babies, all of them. December 5th, 2021. This morning, waking up with my Olivia, we ate breakfast, and of course, she played with her Barbies and outside for a little bit. As the afternoon turned to early evening hours, Olivia and I went to the cemetery. I pulled into the cemetery and up to Wyatt. I talked with him for a little while and then pulled around to see Megan. My heart is so heavy today. I begged someone to help me. Help all of us. I talked with Megan for a little bit, and I pulled away with tears in my eyes in disbelief that the people here of the city don't want to fix this for the people. That's a hard pill to swallow. After we got back to my house, Olivia and I played for a little while before I took her to my son's house, where her mom and dad was. When I got back home, it was like I had to cry. I feel this way at times. I relaxed and waited for Madison to get off work, and we got ready for bed. I love all my babies. December 6, 2021, 8:33 a.m. My phone rang. It's Patty. I'm still laying in bed getting ready to get up, and I answered the phone to talk with her. We talked back and forth about her neighbor and what he had said to her. He was needing someone to care for his dogs. Patty said, I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm still thinking about it. Then I ran by her the idea of a message I'm sending to beep, beep, the reporter. She thinks it's a great idea. She said, we got to keep sending. He will help you. I said, oh, I hope so. But if he lags, I will send to the outside states, 1,000 miles or less to the news stations if I have to. I'll send it to all of them. I will scream it from the tallest of buildings. Patty said, no, I believe beep would tell if he wasn't going to help you. I said, I think so too, and he's still here, so he must be going to do what he can. Patty and I talked a little longer and hung up. 9:36 a.m. My brother John called. He talks at times like he communicates with heaven, which at times I do too. A lot of us do. But he told me he was talking with Bill. Bill is our brother who passed away in the 70s. John and Bill were like two peas in a pod. But he said, Bill told me to tell you to keep moving because this story will be heard. I got tears in my eyes. I said, I just need it over. I want it fixed and I want it over to be able to breathe. John said, it will be over. Hang in there. It will happen, and it will happen soon. I said, God, I hope so. John and I talked about other things and hung up. 9:48 a.m. I sent Patty 2 pictures of the cut marks in the grass around the rock headstone. I wrote, see the dark lines? If ever there was a tree there, that's where it should be located, as shown in older pictures. Patty wrote, oh, wow. That is so obvious. Did you shoot these two? Beep yet? You did, right? I wrote, it doesn't look like lines from the trench auger like on November 26, 2019, but someone has definitely done something here. I'm praying someone is investigating it too to see if there were tree roots there. No tree ever there. And no, I have not sent it to beep yet. I'm telling more of the story as I talk to him. Maybe this would be a good opening for the message tomorrow. What do you think? Patty wrote, yes, send those, but not much else. But maybe, I'm sorry, beep, my phone has been out and I haven't been able to send it, receive messages, or emails. Then wait. Then when he says, I'm still on it, say thank you. And with those pictures, maybe he will come back with something better. I wrote, all right, thank you. I'm going to look at other stations less than 1,000 miles away from me and see what I can do. 10:10 a.m. Patty called again, but I missed the call. 11:24 a.m. I sent Jen the two pictures also. I wrote, I can only hope these lines, they are investigating it. Or, I don't know. But I know these lines were here before I went to beep. I've just been keeping an eye on them since I've been home. But in the past, since I found the lines and the city people saw me taking pictures one day, the man in that city truck that day hauled ass out of here, driving faster than normal for a cemetery. I even took a picture of him leaving. I take pictures every time I'm out here, especially in this area. Gosh, baby, will it ever end? Save the pictures. Jen wrote, they need to leave it all alone and stop trying to cover it up. I will save the pictures. 1:27 p.m. Madison and I and her friend Val went to the stores, starting some Christmas shopping. I did get some new clothes for Madison for an early gift because I have been losing weight over the past 6 months and I am down 2 sizes. We had fun, and thank you, Madison. I adore you, baby. 5:13 p.m. Patty wrote, yes, waiting is so difficult. I feel he really, really wants to help, but is stumped. He must convince the board. I wrote, I know. I'm hoping with more and more of my proof, the board and him will help. I just got to keep trying until he tells me something else. Then I'm going to start less than 1,000 miles away to the reporters, to anyone that will listen. I've got to. This evening I'm relaxing while Madison and Val goes to the other stores. I couldn't shop until they dropped. It seems like a long day. It was a little easier, though, staying busy. Everyone have a good night. December 7th, 2021. When waking up this morning, my mind is on sending beep a message. 9:48 a.m. Patty called. She asked if I had sent the message to beep. I said I'm getting ready to write it out and send the two pictures with it. We only talked for a few minutes. 10:35 a.m. I sent an email to beep. The subject is, it has me wondering. Good day. Beep. I haven't heard anything yet, but I do have concerns about the area in question. Cut marks in the grass around the rock headstone. Area of where they say they cut down a tree that never stood there, as the example in the first 3 pictures I sent you. Please help. What should I do? Do I wait to hear something? Thank you, Emily. 10:37 a.m. Beep responded. Dear Emily, we had the beep school shooting the day I was going to help you with this and was way late until yesterday. Let me make the call for you this afternoon. Sorry for the delay. Beep. I wrote back. So sad. So sorry for all. Thank you so much. Beep, Emily. 10:39 a.m. I called Patty. We only talked a few minutes, but I wanted to tell her about the message I sent. And then, beep, sent one right back. She said, "Oh, how cool. He will help you, Em. Let me know what he says later." I said, "Oh, I will." I sent Carla a message. I wrote, "I got this today." Carla wrote, "Glad you heard back." I wrote, "Yes, he's still helping." Carla wrote, "That's awesome." I wrote, "It really is, baby. Will you still come here?" Carla wrote, "Yes." I wrote, "All right, good. Thank you." 10:44 a.m. I sent Jen the message from beep. I wrote, "He sent this morning." Jen wrote, "Wow, okay. He is really trying to help. It just seems something has happened when he was going to." I wrote, "Yes, yes, he is. And oh my gosh, thank God." Jen wrote, "At least he is keeping in touch with you, letting you know what is going on." I wrote, "Yes, and that means more than anything, because the rest of them only heard a piece of my story and pushed it under the rug. Is there any way you could come here if and when this happens?" Jen wrote, "I can try and figure it out." I wrote, "Okay, yes, let me know." Jen wrote, "I would have to figure out a way to rent a car because of all the cases going up with COVID. I'm not sure if I would want to get on a plane." I wrote, "Right, check into prices and see what you can find. And when this happens, I will need steel poles to hold me up. Someone familiar with it all." Jen wrote, "How long do you think I would need to be down there for, so I can use it as an essential time frame for the rental?" I wrote, "Let me see when they come to me to talk. So maybe like 5 days to a week." Jen wrote, "Okay, so I will estimate the rental car for a week." I wrote, "Yes." 3:54 p.m. Madison and I went to the cemetery. We sat with Wyatt for a little bit and left his elf and a candy cane in his vase on his headstone. We couldn't leave his vase of flowers because we didn't have anything to keep the vase in place in case of bad weather. I drove around to see Megan. We sat with her for a little while, and I went to leave and I told Madison, "We still have to leave her elf and candy cane, even though we can't leave the vase of flowers." Madison said, "Yes, let's leave them then." I backed up and took her elf and candy cane and secured them into the flowers that are still in the ground, just until we can secure their vases of flowers. Madison took some pictures, and when I was done, I got back in the car. Madison said, "You just received a message from the reporter." I said, "The one from earlier, I know that already." She said, "No, you just got another one, like while we're sitting here." I said, "Really?" She said, "Yes," and handed me the phone. I looked at the message and I was so happy. 3:25 p.m. it read, "Dear Emily, I have sent your information to the news assignment desk at beep. They are now aware of your situation, have your contact information. I cannot promise that they will do the story, but I certainly wanted to help with your problem. Please let me know if this works out." Beep, beep. I replied to beep. I wrote, "I certainly hope they do contact me. Thank you for all you have done, and I will let you know if and when they do. Thank you. Have a good evening. Emily." 5:37 p.m. I sent Jen Beep's email from sending them the information to the news station. I wrote, "I got another reply." Jen wrote, "Wow, this is awesome." I wrote, "Yes, it is. Thank you, baby." I sent Patty Beep's email. I wrote his reply. Patty wrote, "Do you have the news station number? He did not leave you hanging, but not what I wanted. I want the story to be aired." I wrote, "In my old notes back in 2019, Madison and I sent emails to news stations here. Beep was one we sent information to, and heard nothing back. I want this story told. I want it heard. It needs to be for everyone involved to have a choice of what they want to do. Patty sent the information to beep. Patty wrote, now you can call and say beep, beep at your sister station in beep. Sent my information to your news desk. I wrote, all right. Patty wrote, shit, try now. I wrote, and he said to let him know how it all works out. So he's looking out for us. Patty wrote, news station tip lines, I believe, stay open. I wrote, yeah, they are. Patty wrote, now may be a good time versus morning hustle and bustle. I wrote, yes, that's what I'm thinking too. It's so exciting. I got that message too while I was at the cemetery today. Patty wrote, call tonight, Em, before the information gets misplaced. I wrote, I have called. I had to leave a message. When I was able to sit back and relax and think about the message, to me, it's awesome how it came through to me while being at the cemetery with my angels. Thank you, my babies. Watch and guide over us. December 8, 2021. My heart is so heavy this morning. Although I didn't have time to let it set heavy, I decided while out running errands and being this close to the cemetery, we would go put the vases of flowers on Wyatt's headstone and Megan's in the ground. But when I pulled in, they were having a funeral, so I pulled into the street between Megan and Wyatt and drove by Megan's area and then drove out of the cemetery, all the while telling my angels, Nana and Sissy will be back tomorrow. We will put your Christmas flowers out then, babies. I told them we loved them, and I've been praying all day. Beep, will call. Thank you, God. Wow. As I'm typing this today, I looked down at my phone and the screen had lit up, and the time on the phone is 1:11 p.m. And I know I have to stay positive to get someone to help us. December 9th, 2021. I woke up about 7:30 this morning, and I laid here for a little bit and decided to check my security camera. While viewing the pictures at 2:22 a.m., there's a picture, and when I looked at the time, I thought, I'm not giving up. When I got out of bed and started my day, Patty had messaged, good morning, Em. I wrote, good morning to you. Are you doing all right? 12:54 p.m., Patty wrote, I'm okay. I know that I am thankful for you. I hope to see you again someday. Maybe before Madison's graduation. I want to help you with it. I wrote, I'm thankful for you too. You know that. Oh, and we will see each other before, and you can come out a week or two before the party and help. Heck yeah, you can help. I wrote, man, this is tough. I haven't heard anything yet, but I know it's only been 2 days. How long is too long? And I know they are most likely checking it out, right? I'm going to have to look for other reporters outside of beep, less than 1,000 miles away. 2:28 p.m., Madison and I were at the cemetery, and some city workers were here. We went to try to use the crazy glue to hold down the flower vase for Wyatt, but the glue is dried up, and I had 3 different tubes of it. Madison and I laughed so hard. I also forgot the paint stick or ruler to hold Megan's vase in place stuck in the ground. I told Wyatt, we will be back tomorrow, baby. We got in the car and I drove around to Megan's area. We had to at least talk to her for a little bit. And yes, you know, I took pictures. Bless, beep, to call or email. Bless us to all be safe throughout all of this. After I got home, Madison got ready for work and I went to the store. When I got back home, I decided to type the day's notes in. I get so darn emotional, but I know too, I have to keep going. 4:54 p.m., I messaged Jen. I wrote, hi baby, if you're not too busy and need something to do, Will you look up states no more than 1,000 miles away, reporter names and emails or information, and send me some, just in case? I know it's only been 2 days, but I gotta be prepared in case beep doesn't do anything. The outside states may have better luck. I love you and thank you, but only when you can. Jen wrote, yes, I can start looking tomorrow. I wrote, all right, thank you. 6:36 p.m. Patty messaged back. She wrote, beep, said to let him know. Let him know. Ask him how long is too long. You know, beep, they wouldn't touch the story before. Why now? Please advise. Now, what would you do? Beep. These are questions Patty are asking me to ask them. Why not, Em? Why not? 1 week. Wait 1 week, then go to beep again, asking. They did not take care before. That's why I came to beep to you. Now, what is up with this? Maybe we need to write the book first, then go after it. I wrote, I plan to Tuesday of next week. I'm already looking up out of state reporters less than 1,000 miles away. I'm praying the cuts in the grass were from someone investigating a tree being there, because if that's what they checked for, they will not find a tree stump. Man, why wouldn't they have wanted this fixed in the beginning? It's so darn frustrating with these people. They have to believe in karma, because karma does get you, whether you believe in it or not. God bless us. Thank you and protect us all from evil. I will pray for a better day tomorrow with the help that should be given to this. December 10th, 2021. Of course, waking up this morning, my first thought is, dear God, bless someone to help us. Bless beep to contact me. Madison and I got ready to go to the cemetery for the third day in a row. The wind has been blowing so hard and nothing stays down, so we haven't been able to leave their flower vases. 10:06 a.m. Madison set Wyatt's flower vase down with crazy glue on the bottom to help hold it down. 10:21 a.m. I found a heart-shaped leaf with a stem. It was odd how I noticed it, so I knew it was meant for me to take it. I did. 10:22 a.m. Madison is digging in the dirt out of the ground to be able to set Megan's flower vase in the ground to help hold it down. I don't know if it'll work, but we're trying. I took a picture of the ground blue. They obviously had sprayed some pesticide, and only because they have never done this before in all the years I've been coming out here. The picture shows blue on Megan's side and the gold in the middle of the cemetery. When Madison was done, I took pictures of the area. I took pictures of Wyatt's too. Of course, while sitting with Megan, I'm crying. I just wish I could get this over. I just wish it would be over and fixed. A Christmas wish. I said it out loud. Madison just looked at me and said, yeah, really though. That would be so cool to have it as a Christmas story. Madison said, yeah, it would be. She had tears in her eyes. And it's so sad. We left the cemetery shortly after, and I told my angels we loved them. We went home, and Madison had to get ready for work. The evening is quiet, and I'm relieved. December 11th, 2021. I stayed busy most of the morning and early afternoon. I needed to. Madison had to be to work by 11, so the day was more or less mine. I had a breakdown, and I have them every now and then. 1:09 p.m. I called Patty. I guess I needed to talk to someone, but she seemed busy. She did mention about her sister going to beep until she gets there on Christmas Day. She said also, I think we need to get a short version of the details of the book. Then after that, we can go after them. We have to let as many as we can know about this. I said, oh, I know. I got choked up and I said, I just wish I could be done with it, but something keeps pulling me in, and I'm not going nowhere. I just can't, and I'm not going to. Patty said, no, we are not. Beep will continue to help. I said, oh, I feel he is going to. I can feel that. I said, I believe beep is a godsend. Patty said, yes, he is, and he will see it done. He will. I said, God, I hope so. Patty said, work on the short version and I will edit it. After I hung up the phone, I thought to myself, I don't have the energy for the writing of a short version. I'm still trying to get a reporter to hear my story, Megan's story. 3:22 p.m. My brother John called, and he always seems to say something to make me feel better. He said, hang in there. It's going to happen, sis. I said, I hope so, sooner than later. I said, I'm curious as who comes to me, because if it's the blonde haired lady that you said would, that would be really a coincidence, maybe? Or maybe you do have superpowers. And if that happens, I would flip. Just an expression of speech, though. This evening, when Madison got off work, we went to the Festival of Lights. They were beautiful. We rode in the horse and buggy, and it's cold, but seeing the lights, it is so worth it. When we got back home, it was late, and we got ready for bed. Everyone have a good night. December 12th, 2021. This morning, waking up, I was a bit emotional. I cry, and I ask over and over again. I try to keep in my mind to stay positive and to believe it will happen in God's time. Madison went to work and I tried to stay busy. About midday, I felt I needed to get out of the house. So I went to put gas in my car and I rode out to the cemetery. Yes, I went there again today. I needed to check on their flower vases after a couple days of wind. 2:18 p.m. I pulled into the cemetery, and of course I looked toward Megan, and I cried. I cried because once I'm done proving what I know to be the truth, I have to have Wyatt exhumed and either moved or cremated and put in his own little vase. God help me. Forgive me. While I'm sitting with Wyatt, the time on the clock is 2:22 p.m. And I thought to myself, is this a sign? Because I'm not giving up. I will not. I am not. I pulled away and I had to pull up and then turn around. There's a big group of people celebrating and looks to be a birthday, maybe. There were a lot of cars, so I couldn't get through. I drove back up and over to go see Megan. The flowers we stuck in the ground around the other babies' headstones on Friday, they had blown over or away, so I put those back in place. I took a couple pictures and then I straightened up Megan's flower vase and then walked over to get some small rocks to help hold her vase up. It keeps blowing over. The wind is ridiculous. I told Megan I loved her, and I said, give baby brother a hug and a kiss and tell him we love him. I asked her to send someone from beep to contact me. I said, please, baby, help me to help you to help God. I sat there with her for a few more minutes and I pulled away. I drove around listening to music for a little while before going home. Sometimes I just need that. When I got home, I had to sit in the quiet and cry. I pray and pray. I ask and ask. I cry and cry. God help me. Then I think, He's got this. I'm going to believe that in my lesson, I need to believe in God. I do. It's tough at times, though, not believing in Him, but the waiting and the time consuming. December 13th, 2021, 8:33 a.m. I'm up. I thank God for waking me up, and I thank my angels. While eating my breakfast this morning, tears are running down my cheeks, wishing someone would help me. Us. 3:16 p.m. I pull into the cemetery, Madison and I pulled up to Wyatt. Then after a little while, I pulled around to Megan's area. I took some pictures of her area. Her flower vase is still standing, so I like that. I sat and talked to each one of my angels before about someone to help us. God be with me, with us. Bless Beep to help furthermore, and bless him to get someone in legal mile radius to help. Thank you. December 14th, 2021. I had a doctor's appointment this afternoon, and everything went well, and I seem to be doing all right. I have been losing weight from June until August. I lost 7 pounds, and between June and December today, I've lost 13 pounds. The doctor asked, "Are you exercising?" I said yes, on a treadmill and a bike. I cut out a lot of carbs. I had to. The only carbohydrate I still have is Diet Coke, but I don't think I can deal with that one. Dr. B laughed. He said, "Your blood pressure is good." I said, "Yeah, I'm getting older. I've got to do something because you know it creeps up on us." He laughed and said, "It sure does." I said, "And my A1C, what was that?" He said, "Good, 7.3." I said, "All right, good." He checked my vitals and put in my prescriptions and let me go. I told him I will see him in 3 months. "Merry Christmas, Doctor." Beep! He said, "To you too, Emily." And I feel good leaving, although my thought was, I know why I've lost so much weight. Stress. And I'm praying that that's all it is. Thank you, dear God. And for some reason, though, this afternoon, after Madison and I were done running errands, I feel a little lightheaded. I had to lay down for a little bit until I felt better. And as I lay here, I cried. And I want this finished. I want it done so bad. My heart is heavy. I pray to God for it to be over and let me to see it get done. Thank you. 6:22 p.m. I checked my emails. I have nothing. I pray now I am sent someone that will believe me. December 15th, 2021. When I woke up this morning, I felt a jab in my gut. I have a heavy heart, and the thoughts I have are on so many, disappointing me. It will all come out one day. As I lay here, I made a Christmas wish for someone to come to me and believe me and help. After I got up, Madison was off to work, and I went to the cemetery. We got there, and I noticed they were having a funeral. I had to stay on the west side of the cemetery, and I sat across from Wyatt to keep an eye on people and eat our lunch. 3:33 p.m. I looked at the clock while eating lunch and saw the time. When we were done, I pulled up to the back of the cemetery to turn around. Then I pulled up to Megan's area. At 3:37 p.m., I took pictures of Megan's area, and I only took about 3 this time, but we didn't get out of the car either. I sat there to talk to both Megan and Wyatt, and I told them I loved them. I prayed to them, to all my angels, to send someone to help us that will believe me. We only sat there a few minutes, and I drove towards the entrance. I had a heavy heart leaving here, and I really just think it's because they really believe they don't have to be account for what they did. And someone just please sit and talk with me and let me tell you the story. It's all 100% the truth. It's also so sad that I have to defend myself to people I don't know, and they don't know me. When Madison and I returned home after I had picked Madison up from work, we decided to go Christmas shopping. We knocked out a big portion of it, and usually I am done by now. But for some reason, I just haven't been in it and haven't felt like shopping for anything. I pray I will do better. God be with me, be with us, protect us from evil, and thank you. I didn't hear from anyone today either. May I ask for tomorrow, please? December 16th, 2021. Hello, good day to all. I can't help myself to have negative thoughts because of this and how these people have handled this matter. Yes, I have doubts about the people that were to help, but they didn't. God, how much longer is too long? What should I do next? I asked God that first thing this morning before I even got out of bed. If there's anything I'm supposed to be doing, help me to do it. Show me what to do. Help me to know. Thank you. And as the day went by, I did nothing. For some reason, God is not having me to do anything. He will handle it. I believe that. Watch and protect all my babies and all the people dear to me. Stay positive about it all. 9:48 p.m. I got online and watched a little of Carla selling her jewelry. I enjoyed watching her at times, and I missed also playing bingo with my great niece, Alexis. She sells totes online, and I missed the video with my great niece, Natasha, but I enjoy playing the games and watching their videos. I did talk with Carla also, and she asked me, Aunt Em, I'm ready to do what we need to do, or are you waiting? I replied, I'm waiting, but I'm going to get it done. Carla said, oh, all right. Yes, I know that. We are going to get it done. In the video, when I saw Carla read it, she got a big smile on her face and said, yes, we are going to get it done. I said, yes, we are. A little bit later, I had to get offline and help Madison and her friend with the gingerbread village they were making. The little house looked really cute. They did a good job. And when they were done, her friend had to go, and Madison and I cleaned up the mess, and we got ourselves settled down for bed. Everyone have a good night. December 17th, 2021. Whew, man, can I have a break? My body aches from all the hurt, and I feel I am broken. Broken to the point that I am suspicious of everything and everyone. I cry at the littlest thought of thinking about how these people have done. God, I need help. When Madison woke up this morning, I asked if she wanted to go to the cemetery. She said yes. A little while later, we left. 12:11 p.m., I pulled into the cemetery, and there's no one here. Well, as we got to the top of the little hill, there is one car. We went to see Wyatt. We visited with him, and of course, as I'm talking with him, I asked him, you and Sissy go to God. Ask him to send someone to believe me. And I started to cry. We sat with him for a little longer, and I drove around to see Megan. I pulled up to Megan's area, and I walked over to Megan's vase of flowers to pick it up and hope I find another way of helping her vase stand in the ground. The wind has been crazy this past week, and it keeps falling over. I took some other flowers out to stick in the ground around the vase of flowers to give it a little bit more support to help the vase to be able to stand. I hope it works. Madison took a few pictures, and when I was done, I prayed to Megan to send someone to believe me. I told her I don't need anyone to help me. I need someone to believe me. Send someone to believe me. I started to cry again, and I walked away. I stood by the car to wash off my hands with some wipes we had in the car. I sat there with her for a few more minutes and took more pictures. I take the pictures, well, because I can't trust them. I pulled away. I drove home and I sat crying. It's just too much at times. This is the day I'm so sick and tired of asking someone to help, someone to believe me. I'm now begging. Please, someone believe me. 3:59 p.m. Madison just left to go to work, and I'm all alone, and I can already feel it is going to be tough this evening. I am so darn emotional. 4:04 p.m. I love you, my angel girl. 4:05 p.m. Patty called and we talked for about 20 minutes. It's a good conversation. I did ask her opinion on something and she said she would think about it. I told her a few ideas about what I was going to write to beep at the beginning of the week. She said, yes, say that. Why not? What could it hurt? I said, right, I'm going to. She said, we can't quit. That we cannot do. I said, that's not even in the cards to quit. It's just finding someone to believe me. She said, people do believe you. I said, huh? I did not hear what she said. Patty said, people do believe you. I said, oh, I know you do, Susie, Jen, everyone like that, but I'm saying someone the city hasn't been able to lie to about me because I know they are letting people think I'm nuts. I'm the only one complaining, and I'm not. Telling the truth doesn't make you nuts. Patty said, we all know what to do as we do it. I said, oh, I already know. Someone a more powerful force than what's going on here has shown me what to do. And in my mind, I keep thinking, maybe it's because God knows I have the pictures. Pictures taken since 1999. Patty said, yes, we just got to keep moving and we will, Em. You've come too far. I said, oh, I know, and there's no giving in to them. There's no quitting. We talked a little longer and said our goodbyes, and it was a good conversation. My evening is relaxing, and I was able to get things caught up. Thank you, Madison, for all you do. 8:03 p.m. Susie called, and I love talking with her because she tells me things I need to hear, whether they are for me or against me. She always knows what to say. We talked for over 3 hours. We talked about Rylan and her twin granddaughters. My sister sounds happy. We talked about what they were doing and about the plans for next June, Madison's graduation party. She seems excited about coming, and her friend's daughter, who lives in Beep, will come to visit with them while they are here. It is exciting. We then talked about the cemetery and information of who has helped me and who hasn't. She understood exactly. She told me she prays for me. She told me to hold on because this will happen. You are at the tip of it now. That reporter will continue to help you. Patty says the same thing, I said. Well, because Beep did say to let him know how it all works out for me. So I do believe in Beep. I told Susie what our brother John had said, or I should say predicted. I said, John told me someone with blonde hair would come to me to talk. I said, and the lady anchor on this channel that the information is at has blonde hair. And if she is the one, I will crack because John has said that. And I think I could talk to this lady. Susie said, yeah, and that would be weird. I said, yeah, I will just wait and see who it is. But if it is her, wow, is all I could say. Susie and I talked for a little longer and hung up. 10:22 p.m. Madison come in from work. She ate. We talked about her day, and she was getting ready to go to bed. Madison got out of the shower, and after I visited with her for a little longer, I went to bed too. Good night, and thank you for this day and every day. If you have any comments or questions, you can email me at Emily McMahon, lowercase letters, EmilymcMahan 208 at gmail.com. Thank you for listening and stay kind with your words.